me this morning from Genex Power is Simon Kidston. Simon, good morning.
Good morning, Andrew. Great to be with you.
Give us an introduction, Simon, to Genex and the project portfolio.
So Genex Power is all about renewable energy, clean, green energy on demand. So we've got a diversified portfolio, $1 billion of capital invested into renewable energy projects in New South Wales and Queensland.
Give us a couple of words, Simon, as far as the more advanced projects.
Okay, so we've got 2 operating solar farms. They provide strong cash flows for the company, some $20 million of revenue under very good gross margins. Been operating for a couple of years. We've also funded a pump hydro project, some $750 million of pump hydro currently in construction. And finally, we've got a Tesla battery project, which we funded last month, currently in construction, and will be operational mid next year. So what we got is very strong revenue from 2 operating solar farms, and we've got embedded growth from 2 assets that are currently in construction and will be contributing materially to our revenues over coming years.
How big's the need here for energy storage?
The need for energy storage is enormous. And the reason for that is that the economy is decarbonising. So what I mean by that is that the large fossil fuel generators, the big coal-fired power stations, are coming to the end of their economic lives. And over the next 10 or 15 years, they're going to be retired, they're going to be replaced. The replacement is going to be all about wind and solar, clean, green energy, which is good for people that want clean, green energy, but that energy needs to be stored. You can store energy through batteries, such as our Tesla battery project, or you can store energy through our pump hydro project. So we can store the energy, it's clean energy, and we dispatch it on demand to consumers.
How much energy storage is there currently in Australia?
So look, we've got big players like Snowy 2.0. Snowy is obviously a big hydro operator. You've got Hydro Tasmania, but really as a proportion of total capacity, renewable energy is around 20%. So there's a lot of growth to happen. We've got the federal government now committing to net zero emissions by 2050. To do that, we're going to need to transition the generation of electricity from a reliance on fossil fuels to a reliance on renewable energy. So Genex is well placed to do that. We've got the clean green energy and we've got the way to store the energy through batteries and pump hydro. So we're unique on the ASX in many ways.
And what's the revenue outlook for your portfolio?
So we provide revenue guidance all the way to 2055. And we can do that because our projects have long-term revenue contracts with the likes of the Queensland government, with Tesla and Energy Australia. So they're big companies that provide revenue guarantees that underpins our projects. So over the next 30 years, we have locked in revenue of around $90 million baked in. We're currently producing just over $20 million under contracts that will step up as these projects come online to around $90 million per annum, escalating at CPI all the way to 2055. That revenue is under very, very good EBITDA margin. So the majority of that cash flow falls through to the bottom line. And my intention as one of the directors of the business, as one of the shareholders of the business, is over time, a significant portion of that free cash flow gets paid to shareholders in the form of dividends.
And I believe you answered my next question a bit earlier, but as far as investors looking for exposure here to renewable energy storage, you're one of the few on the ASX, are you?
Look, yeah, absolutely. Like 5-6 years ago, there was a dozen renewable energy generators on the ASX. What's happened is that they've been picked off one by big multinationals and that are clamoring to get exposure to the Australian clean energy market. They want to do that because it's an attractive market to be in. So there's really Genex and one other providing exposure to ASX investors to this industry, which has got this massive structural change happening, which our business is superbly positioned to benefit from. So we are unique in terms of ASX exposure for investors.
Good to see you. Simon, thanks very much.
Andrew, great to chat to you. Thank you.